This video shows what to do when you have an internal award proposal that has an IRF but will not get a PRF because it's not being entered into EGMS. So the first thing I'm going to do is try and do a thorough search for IRFs to make sure that it doesn't, to make sure that I have the right one. So rather than going straight into the single view of the IRF like this, I'm going to go to the IRF table, and then I'm going to do a find for the PI. So I come up with 19, and then I'm going to look for the one that has this title. And I actually have in the folder the email for the IRF, so I should be able to locate it pretty easily. And one thing I want to do, actually I'm going to sort by title as well, so I don't see anything that has a similar title to this. And just the date, March 15th of this year, that looks like it is the correct one. So once I've found that, I'm going to go to the IRF processing. And here looks like this is pretty well filled out here, not much showing up in yellow. It is the PI is getting the X500, which is what I want, and looks like there's only one faculty member on it. And it's correctly labeled as an internal. So the next thing, the reason these are showing up in yellow here is that there is no study associated with it, nor is there a PRF, and so I've got this highlighted warning that a study link is needed. Now, if this were a resubmission or a supplement or a renewal, then you would look up the ID and enter it below. Actually, this one doesn't work, but this one does. What it does is it opens up another table with the studies in it, and it does a find for Ruby as the PI, or actually as the EpiPI. So it comes up with 12 of these, and none of these has a title that is a good match for this IRF. Actually, even more importantly, looking over here, there are no internal U of M studies. So now I'm pretty sure that this does not have a study already created. If you wanted to do another search based on the title or some other criteria, you could, but I'm pretty confident that that this is brand new. So going back here, I'm going to say it's a brand new study and add the study. By doing this, it's going to create a study in the study table and take a handful of things from this, like the title, the PI, the dates, and put those into that new study. Okay, I fixed that little hiccup in there. So this is just a warning saying that if this is a resubmission, renewal, supplement, budget revision, or continuation, then do not create a new study. Then do not create a new study from it, only if it's a brand new submission, which it is. And that second message was asking whether a title had shown up, and yes, a title does, which means there is a study by this name. So from here, that's really all you need to do with the IRF. Well, you need to come back for PRF, and the way I'm going to do that is, actually I'm going to do it through the study. So I'm going to do is switch over to the study table, and here I am in the appropriate study, and there, fill in the mechanism is internal and department is Epi, so it's filled in the PI and start and end dates. So the next step is to create a proposal. Now the trick here is you don't have a PRF to enter there. So to figure out what to enter, I'm going to go to the PRF table and do a find on the letters UMN. So that's pulling up all of the internal PRF, fake PRFs that we've created. Make this a little bit wider to see, and then sort ascending. So they have been used, numbers have been used up to 25, so the next one would be UMN 0026. Returning to the study, again, in the correct study, I'm going to then enter that UMN 0026 to create the proposal, and then go in details. Now this is a little weird because there is no SPA created date. It's going to be a little harder to find the information from the PRF. I'm just going to go with trusting the sponsor due date was filled out correctly by the person who wrote the IRF, and proposal type is new. This is an internal or none. In other words, there is no SPA PRF. Or this cost sharing, I'm sure, is no. The budget, so again, it's a little more difficult to find the information here. So you have to dig around. The dates on it they actually are up here. That is copied out of the IRF. So I have a subaward, I'm betting. Well, actually that's a little interesting because it is split with someone else. So I'm going to put a note. I don't know what this other organization is. AWUM. There's the created date. I'm just going to go with approximately January 8th, because there is no true created date. I'll have to look up the rank for her, and there is no effort assigned, so I want to go in and create the proposed effort and choose the PRF for it and just go with the entire dates. Oops. And then I'm going to put a little explanation of what this is. It's from the Women and Girls of Color Initiative. So just to help with other people who are looking at this, if you have a title for the submissions, the granting agency within the university, or the type of award, then put that in here. And again, I'm going to put that note about being a collaboration with AWUM. And really that's about all that there is to do for this. If it does get funded, then the award would go into the non-sponsored, so you'd enter the title here. If there are PDFs of if the award is given and you get a PDF announcing that, then that can be uploaded here in place of the usual PRF. But that takes care of it. That's how you handle an internal award.